We have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man to go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. I see a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of everyone welcome.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hate hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
This is the sound of Famous Fun.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, so let's get those likes up. Let's be sure to get those likes up. You all know how it goes down. Okay, also, don't forget to double check and make sure you're still subscribed, especially if you have not been receiving your notifications. You know how people mysteriously become unsubscribed, okay, especially to the new people. With that all being said, also don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. And as per usual, if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Exit stage left. All right, hello, Vince, I am from the UK. All hell nah, that crazy beach Aries. All right, Stacy, Jeff ATL, Juju, excuse me, Reggie, Claudette, Pearly is here. All right, Root Trackers, I see you. Stacy Quinn, the lovely T, Jasmine. All right, Claudette, Terry Hinton, Deronda, Buckhorse DC. Okay, let's get into it, Shalvit. I see you, beloved. Likes up, everyone, please get those likes up. Okay, so Juju said the Queen is queening. Thank you, beloved. So let's go ahead and get this party started. Hey, Byron, Kimberly in the house, Nessie X, Aboriginal woman, Murda, I hope I said that right. Okay, so here's the thing. Rodney Jones, aka Lil Rod, has amended the lawsuit yet again. Okay, so there's a new filing. There is a new filing. I don't know how many times they're going to amend this lawsuit, but more and more nefarious details continue to emerge. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. With that all being said, let's talk about it. Hey, Cron, Timber Dan, shout out to, hey, love her. Shout out to my moderators putting in work. Y'all know how they get down. I'm not going to keep these legal docs on here the whole time, because I'm going to try to move through this ever so quickly, because I have a conference at about 12 o'clock. So I'm not going live on the backup channel today, so please pay attention. With that all being said, now here's what it says. It says this firm, now this is a letter written to Judge Ocon, I hope that's how you say his name, from Tyrone Blackburn. Now remember, Lucian Grange, the CEO of UMG, was trying to get the lawsuit dismissed. Okay, so this is in response to that, April the 9th, 2024. Dear Judge Ocon, this firm represents Rodney Jones, plaintiff, in the above referenced case. The letter addresses the letter filed by the defendant's counsel dated April the 4th of 2024. At the onset, I apologize for wasting the court's time by having to read a letter that has nothing to do with the matters before your honor. Now, like I said, remember, Mr. Lucian Grange was trying to get all of this dismissed, okay? And so please pay attention. With that all being said, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. And like I told you previously, well, I absolutely didn't think it was going to happen because there's too much circumstantial evidence. All right, too many allegations thus far. Okay, but let me continue. So goes on to say, defendants UMG, Lucian Grange, and Motown Records have decided to scrummage through Pacer in search of anything to distract and deflect from the blatantly obvious fact that they cannot defend their actions as it relates to their business partnership with Sean Combs. I will not delve into the facts of Zunarovsky versus Fisher et al. As that case is not before your honor. I will also not opine on the actions of Judge Coates, as this is not the appropriate venue to do so. So what he's basically saying when he references that other case, Zurovsky versus Fisher, I guess that's a case that set the precedents, okay, legal precedents, and he's not going to delve into that, is what he's saying. Okay, sounds like he's quite frankly annoyed with their shenanigans. But let me continue. So he says, I do not improperly file cases in federal court to garner media attention. Now, this is, like I said, in direct response to the letter that came from Lucian Grange and his people, because basically that's what they were trying to imply, is that Tyrone Blackburn is just trying to get media attention and possibly have this, I'm paraphrasing, of course, possibly have this whole thing tried in the court of public opinion. So he says, I do not improperly file cases in federal court to garner media attention, embarrass defendants with salacious allegations, and pressure defendants to settle quickly. I gain no benefit from filing cases in federal court over state court, and I am not an ambulance chasing attorney who lives in front of a camera. Before filing any case, I always provide an opportunity for private resolution. If the case cannot be resolved privately, then I file. I do not pursue media attention. Now, with this case alone, I have been inundated with invitations to appear on television shows, podcasts, and radio shows, both nationally and internationally, and I have rejected them all. My practice focuses on what many would deem as salacious areas of law: sexual violence, rape, assault, and harassment, malpractice, legal and medical, and employment litigation. The federal rules of civil procedure have long departed from the era when intricate pleading rules bedeviled lawyers, and when lawsuits were won or lost on the pleadings alone. Thus, the court should not tamper with the pleadings unless there is strong reason for doing so. And then he references Lipsky versus Commonwealth United Court. So that's another case. So I just want you all to pay attention, because he's telling the judge basically there's no need to even think about dismissing this case. All right. I've not done anything, nefarious. I have not been out here trying to clout chase and get media attention. In fact, I've shied away from the media. Okay. That's basically what he's saying. I just want you all to pay attention. Now, let's get into the documents and see what else Rodney has added to this suit. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, here we go. I'm not going to read through all of this. Let me just try to hit on the important points. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, so with that all being said, I think I'm going to start right here. Like I said, I'm not going through this whole thing. So Rodney says, I witnessed Mr. Combs display and distribute unregistered illegal firearms. I witnessed Mr. Combs provide laced alcoholic beverages to minors and sex workers at his homes in California, New York, the Virgin Islands, and Florida. I witnessed Mr. Combs' chief of staff, Christina Coram, known as KK, instruct the staff to retrieve drugs so she could provide them to Mr. Combs for his consumption. I witnessed Mr. Combs' drug and sexually assault a stewardess. I'm sorry, Christian Combs, drug and sexually assault a stewardess while we were on the yacht that Mr. Combs rented in St. Bartholomew, St. Martin, and the Virgin Islands. This is all nefarious. Please pay attention. Now, he goes on to also say, Mr. Combs required that I record him constantly. He did not like to repeat himself, and I quickly learned that from observing him lose his temper with staff and family if they failed to remember something he said a day or two prior. Okay, on several occasions, Mr. Combs took my cell phone and began recording himself. So that would explain why a lot of this footage Rodney has, because this stuff was in his own cell phone. Okay, it's probably saved in the clouds and all that, I'm sure. Now, while creating the Love album, I was required to work out of several studios. The first studio where I produced music was Chalice Studios in California. We were supposed to work out of Chalice Studios for a few weeks, but that quickly turned into a few months. In addition to Chalice Studios, I worked out of Mr. Combs' homes located at 1550, and then he gives the addresses and all of that. Okay, I'm going to scroll down some. Now he says, on the mornings while on the yacht with Mr. Combs, I worked out alongside him in the gym. I have videos of Mr. Combs and me working out on the treadmill with TD Jakes playing on the monitor. Now, we watch TD Jakes' sermons every morning during our workouts. At first, I thought it was admirable that Mr. Combs listened to sermons while working out, until I realized that he was not studying the message. He was studying the messenger's mannerisms. During our gym sessions, he detailed how he planned to leverage his relationship with Bishop T.D. Jakes to soften the impact on his public image of Cassie Ventura's lawsuit. So I find this all interesting. I find this all very interesting. Now, so he's studying the man's mannerisms. But let's continue. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, so goes on to say, on September 11th of 2022, Mr. Combs held a writers and producers camp at Chalice Recording Studios at 845 Highland Avenue, Los Angeles, the address he gives it. Okay, over 100 producers, songwriters, and other creatives attended this camp. Many of the attendees brought plus ones with them as well. Mr. Combs, Justin Combs, and Justin's friend G were also present. And from my understanding, G was approximately 30 years old at the time. He is an African-American male and is much taller than me. My thing is, where is this man? Where is G at? Okay, where is he? So he can talk and verify these allegations. Now, while at the camp, I was required to work outside of Studio A in the lounge area. On the early morning of September 12th of 2022, from approximately 3 to 4 a.m. During the camp, Mr. Combs, Justin Combs, and G were in a heated discussion or heated conversation. That conversation was moved out of the studio into a restroom adjacent to where I was sitting. I was approximately 2 feet away from the bathroom when I heard gunshots. I recall hearing multiple shots. I immediately went into a state of shock and feared that I would or could be shot next. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. So it goes on to say, a crowd gathered around the restroom, and when the door finally opened, Mr. Combs and Justin Combs exited. G was lying on the restroom floor in a fetal position, holding his torso and bleeding out from what I believed was somewhere near his leg or hip area. Everyone stood around looking at G and nobody was trying to help him. I was very frustrated by the lack of aid that G was receiving, and I was determined not to let him die on my watch. I dropped everything I was doing, ran to G, immediately began placing pressure on G's gunshot wounds. Okay, so then he goes on to say, as I was applying pressure on his first wound, I realized that G was gushing blood from another area near his leg or hip. So I decided to lift G and place him on the toilet. I asked the crowd to call the ambulance. I picked G up and brought him to the front of the studio where I believed the ambulance would be. Unfortunately, when I arrived at the front of the studio, I was told the ambulance was at the end of the block and refused to come to the studio out of fear that there was an active shooting. I ran to the ambulance and informed and convinced them that it was safe for them to come to the studio. At this time, Mr. Combs and Justin Combs disappeared to Studio G across the parking lot from Studio A. So he forced me to lie to the police by telling them that G was shot standing outside the studio by a drive-by assailant. I have a video of the restroom where G was located, and it clearly shows all the blood that was lost as a result of the gunshot. Several writers camp attendees who are willing to provide the court with a sworn affidavit corroborating what I witnessed and experienced at Chalice Studios. Okay, so people are going to be coming out and supposedly verifying what he's alleging that happened at Chalice Studios. Okay, so this is all. Terry Hinn says, what really horrible is that Puffy has police in his pockets allegedly. Yeah, and let's not forget that he was working with the feds at some point. Eva says, where are the ambulance reports from that night? That's a good question. Where are the ambulance reports from that night? And not only that, where are the 911? Where's the 911 calls? Now, hold on, because I'm going to show you a picture. This is a picture that supposedly was taken on that night. Okay, this is a picture from the night in question. Okay, when they were at when they had the shooting at the studio, and that's Rodney Jones, and then someone else's face looks like it's blacked out. Okay, so very interesting. But let's continue. So goes on to say, and be sure to get those likes up, everyone. Goes on to say, Mr. Combs converted the parking lot at Chalice recording studio into a makeshift nightclub. He had everything imaginable there, including a full service bar, a massage spa, and a hookah. Okay, every evening, Mr. Combs would host a party called Club Love, and there would be all the attendees of the writers' camp, artists, and record label executives. So he was partying every day. Is that what he was doing? And so anyway, goes on to say, Mr. Combs was not the only person who pressured everyone to take shots. His chief of staff, Christina Coram, KK, and her direct reports, DeForest Taylor, Frankie Santella, did so as well. So all of them were in on this stuff. I just want you all to pay attention. Now, throughout the duration of my time living with Mr. Combs, I personally witnessed Mr. Combs order his staff to bring him drugs and SEX workers. This was a common occurrence, and he was never told no. On several occasions while in Miami, I was required to order SEX workers from strip clubs in Miami, Florida. I would have to send the SEX workers Ubers to Mr. Combs' property located at Two Star Island in Miami, Florida. I am in possession of many Uber receipts. On several occasions, I witnessed Brendan Paul pack Coca-Cola as well as Tootsie, ecstasy, and marijuana-laced candies with marijuana and laced candies with marijuana and other substances in his carry-on luggage whenever we traveled internationally and to other states. Now, throughout my time with Mr. Combs, I was transported from California to New York, to Florida, to St. Bartholomew, and the Virgin Islands. During this time, I was forced to solicit SEX workers and perform SEX acts to the pleasure of Mr. Combs. Unbeknownst to me, Mr. Combs had hidden cameras and audio devices in all of the rooms of his home. I only discovered this months into living with him when I had to pick up my Uber Eats delivery from the security office. So this is how he found out about the footage and the cameras and all that stuff. Usually the security would bring my food deliveries to me whenever I was in Mr. Combs' home. But at this point, I was close and familiar with security. So they called me to their room and told me I could go in and retrieve my food myself. Wow. I saw a 4 to 6 large flat screen television monitor at the time. Each monitor, I saw 4 to 6 large flat screen television monitors at the time. Each monitor had at least 20 to 30 little screens in them. Each screen was a view of a room in and surrounding Mr. Combs' home. Wow. On the following occasions, I was forced to solicit different SEX workers and bring them to Two Star Island Drive in Miami. So he has the dates on here of every time he was forced to do this. He's added the dates 11, 29, 22, 2022, 11/30, 2022. I mean, it goes all the way down to May the 8th of 2023. So this was an ongoing occurrence, as he says, allegedly. I mean, if these allegations are true, of course. Let's not forget Diddy's denying everything. Pay attention. Now, Mr. Combs forced all the attendees to drink Lace De Leon liquor. He forced everybody to drink it, and they just did it like fools. This is all crazy. I believe Mr. Combs laced the liquor with ecstasy. I have personally witnessed his staff, Brendan Paul and Moy Bond, lace alcohol with ecstasy. So these people were doing all sorts of illegal activities, if this is all true. And this is why Brendan Paul is absolutely going to be one of the first ones to fold and flip. Please pay attention, okay? And then Young Miami, that'll be another person that they'll bring in to try to see if they can get her to flip, okay? Get her to start talking. Now, the presence of what I perceive to be underage women made me feel very uncomfortable. I attempted to leave, and Mr. Combs forced me to stay. I had my car keys in my book bag. I never have lost my keys, and Mr. Combs went so far as to take my car keys to prevent me from leaving. After being forced to drink Lace De Leon shots, I began feeling lightheaded, and I passed out. I remember waking up at 4 a.m. the following morning, naked with an SEX worker sleeping next to me. This is all nefarious. So he said he was dizzy and confused. I was in bed with two SEX workers and Mr. Combs. So Diddy was in the bed too. So what did Diddy do? I can only imagine. Now, I also recall aimlessly wandering around the house with no clothes on. I have two photos of SEX workers sleeping on the bed the morning after. I can provide it to the court if necessary. On Thanksgiving night of 2022, at Mr. Combs' home in Miami, Florida, he asked me and DeForest Taylor to enter the bathroom in his studio. He asked us for a $100 bill because he wanted us to do Coca-Cola with him. I was deathly afraid. Luckily, I did not have a $100 bill. Mr. Combs waited a little later to do the Coca-Cola with Young Miami. On multiple occasions when Mr. Combs hosted parties at his homes in LA and Miami, many music label executives from Universal Music Group and Motown Records were present. Some of the other organizations represented were Apple Music and Spotify, who were at Mr. Combs' house in April 2023 for a listening party and an after party. I want you all to pay attention. Some of the other organizations represented were Apple Music and Spotify. So who was there from Apple and who was there from Spotify representing them? I have a whole lot of questions. Now, as previously mentioned, during the Thanksgiving gathering at Mr. Combs' home in Miami, Florida, Mr. Combs offered me Coca-Cola. Okay, I rejected his offer and walked into the restroom, which was off to the right after you enter his home studio. Now, they were laughing. Despite the lack of assistance from Mr. Combs and his staff. Oh, okay, hold on. I skipped over. Okay, this is the part where the girl, Young Miami's cousin, was trying to assault him, basically. And he says they were all laughing. And despite the lack of assistance from Mr. Combs and his staff, I pushed her off. I can provide photos and video of the room before this assault. Now, I have nothing against individuals who are members of LGBTQ plus community. I have family members and friends who are members of the community. I, however, I am heterosexual, a heterosexual male, and I made that point clear, very clear to Mr. Combs. And Mr. Combs didn't want to take no for an answer if this is all true. Okay, he says, I made that very clear to Mr. Combs. Mr. Combs would always do things in covert and overt ways to see if I would be open to being down with the rainbow, basically. Okay. As a young producer, I admired Stevie J's success, and Mr. Combs knew that, as he would have many discussions. Okay, this is where he's talking about how Diddy showed him the video of Stevie J with a Caucasian man and said they were doing the woo ha ha. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He says, I honestly believe that Mr. Combs showed me this and attributed to Stevie J to see my reaction and to case my anxiety concerning, having relations with a man. Okay. Also nefarious. Likes up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Now, Mr. Combs told me this is normal practice in the music industry. Look, even Stephen J is doing it. He also shared that there are many other known artists who engage in sexual intercourse with men. Now, during my time living with Mr. Combs, I have personally witnessed these men and others visit his house and disappear into his bedroom for hours. Several of these men own record labels and have notable catchphrases. Lord, here it all comes. I want y'all to pay attention. Several of these men own record labels and have notable catchphrases like, and another one. Okay, I'm sorry. Isn't that DJ Khaled? Isn't that DJ Khaled that says, and another one? I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. Gentile Killer said, the Bussy Chronicles of Diddy continues. Okay, now he said and another one. That clearly sounds like DJ Khaled. Let's not forget that in the video that I showed you of Jonathan Oddie said DJ Khaled and Diddy and Rick Ross were zesty. Remember he said that? But let's continue. And another one, okay, and another one. That's the catchphrase. And the other catchphrase is Maybach Music. I can provide those names at the court's request. I'm sorry, that sounds like Rick Ross. Okay, Maybach Music. There you have it. Okay, so anyway, goes on to say, I believe Mr. Combs was grooming me to pass off to his friends, and my fear became a reality when he introduced me to Cuba Gooding Jr. while we were on his yacht. During the introduction, he suggested that Cuba get to know me better. He then left me alone with him in a makeshift studio on the yacht. Cuba Gooding Jr. touched, groped, and fondled my legs, upper inner thighs, near my groin, the small of my back, near my buttocks, and his shoulder, and my shoulders. Or he says, yeah, and the shoulders. Okay, this made me extremely uncomfortable, and I tried to lean away from Mr. Gooding. I rejected his advances, but Mr. Gooding Jr. did not stop until I forcibly pushed him away. Well, on several occasions, Mr. Combs informed me that the executives at the party in his homes were Lucian Charles Grange, Ethiopia Habtemariam, and other talent acquisition representatives from UMG and Motown. Mr. Combs often left the parties when these executives appeared and took them to his bedroom. They would be gone for several hours. Oh, nefarious. And then he says, although I saw who Mr. Combs was referring, I never personally met with or spoke to them. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. In addition to the previous paragraphs, Mr. Combs often switched his approach to force me to obey and comply with his demands. On multiple occasions, he would threaten me with physical harm. Mr. Combs threatened to eat my face and informed me that if he was willing to kill his mother to get what he wanted, he wouldn't think twice about harming me. Okay, I'm going to skip past some of this. Okay, here he talks about stacks of cash being hidden in Diddy's bedroom closet. I have seen Mr. Combs bring the cash out and place it on his bedroom table, the bed, or the couch. Other than Mr. Combs, the only individual I have witnessed enter the hidden room in his bedroom closet was Mr. Combs' chief of staff, Christina Coram, also known as KK. She was allowed to remove cash and drugs from the hidden room in his closet. During the 13 months I lived and traveled with Mr. Combs, I witnessed KK openly order her assistants to keep Mr. Combs high off of lace gummies and pills. I have a recording taken on a yacht that Mr. Combs rented just before Christmas of 2022 to shortly after New Year's Eve or New Year's 2023. In this recording, you will hear Mr. Combs coaching comedian Amy Schumer. So that's the comedian. If you all remember in the other filing, in the previous filing, he talked about a comedian who was involved. Do you all remember that? And he didn't say the name, and people were trying to guess, and some people were saying, is it Tiffany Haddish and all of that? Well, it looks like it's Amy Schumer, according to this updated amended filing. Goes on to say, you can hear in the recording Mr. Combs coaching comedian Amy Schumer how to rap. And KK is in the background instructing her staff to get Mr. Combs laced narcotic gummies. This is all nefarious. I just want y'all to pay attention. This is all crazy. What do y'all have to say about this? I absolutely cannot. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. So with that all being said, let me continue. So goes on to say, KK also required all employees from the butler and the chief to the housekeepers to walk around with a pouch or fanny pack filled with Coca-Cola, GHB, ecstasy, marijuana gummies, and Tusi, about 100 to 250 milligrams each. Okay, and the Tusi is a pink drug that is a combination of ecstasy and Coca-Cola. KK ordered and distributed ecstasy, Coca-Cola, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, and mushrooms to Mr. Combs and his celebrity guests who were present on his rented yacht and in his homes in LA, New York City, and Miami. On multiple occasions, KK forced me to carry Mr. Combs' drug pouch against my will. I had to carry the pouch to the booby trap strip club in Miami. Brendan Paul always carried the black pouch with him. I have videos and photos of this, and I can provide them to the court. Wow. Let me skip past some of this. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. This is all real crazy. Okay, so on the following dates, I have witnessed either DeForest Taylor, Brendan Paul, or KK procure, transport, and distribute ecstasy, Coca-Cola, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, mushrooms, and Tusi from packing these substances in their carry-on baggage and going through TSA. And then he has the dates on here. 11/22 of 2022, 12/22 of 2022, April the 28th of 23, and November the 4th of 2023. So he's given exact dates. Okay, very detailed. The destinations for these trips were Los Angeles, California, Miami, Florida, St. Bartholomew, and London, England. Okay, so then he goes on to talk about Lucian Grange and Ethiopia Haptomariam. He says he shared that when he was creating Love Records, he informed Ethiopia Haptomariam and other label executives like L.A. Reid. He informed all of them. Mr. Combs intended to partner with L.A. Reid and his label Hitco. But L.A. Reid informed him that he was negotiating the sale of the label. Mr. Combs told me that Ethiopia Haptomariam and Motown were his second option. Mr. Combs informed me that he met with Lucian Grange, CEO of UMG, and Ethiopia Haptomariam, CEO of Motown Records, to negotiate the terms of the partnership. Mr. Combs told me that Lucian Charles Grange and Ethiopia Haptomariam agreed to partner with him to establish Love Records. As part of their partnership, they agreed to distribute the first and second Love album. Wow. Okay, so then the following is screenshots of Chalice Studio, I guess. So this is all getting real messy. At the end of the day, he is telling everything. Now, he's come out and amended this thing again. Let me show you all these photos real quick. I'm not going to, like I told you, I'm not going to keep this thing on the screen, but let me show you all these photos. So this is supposedly from Chalice Studios. Okay. Hope you all can see that. This is on the night, I guess this is on the night of the shooting of the man named G. Okay, so goes on to say, okay, Mr. Combs bragged about having Daphne Joy. Oh, hold on. I skipped over something. Hold on. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Okay, so he says Diddy like to keep record. He like to keep information, or he like to mess around with the women of his enemies. Okay. And this included record deals, signatures on contracts, sex acts from women and men, as well as the women of his enemies. This is what Diddy did to get back at people. So he was real petty. He would just mess around with people, do things with record deals, contracts, and all of that. Now, the funny thing is, we already know that he was messing around with women, several women that Tupac was messing around with. In fact, one of them is his baby's mom, Sarah Chapman. Please pay attention. Okay, so this is obviously something that he did on a regular. It says this included record deals, signatures on contracts, sex acts from men and women, as well as the women of his women of his enemies. So this is all stuff he used for blackmail, clearly. Okay, for example, Mr. Combs bragged about having Daphne Joy, the child mother of a competing rapper, and we already know that's 50 Cent, okay, on the payroll as one of his sex workers. I have a video of Mr. Combs on a massage table receiving a massage from a professional masseuse while Daphne Joy is giving him a foot massage. Mr. Combs bragged about shooting a woman in the face in 1999 and in New York City and getting away with it. He bragged about departed attorney Johnny Cochran's savvy legal skills and the ability to pay off witnesses through private investigators. Wow. Pay off witnesses. And isn't that what Mark Curry said about him, if I'm not mistaken? Through private investigators and other third parties. Please pay attention. He bragged about having Jennifer Lopez carry his gun into the club the night of the shooting and the fact that he had so much power and influence over her at the time. Now, that's what I want you all to pay attention to, because that's going to go into what I'm getting into next about J-Lo and this sex tape. Okay? It says he bragged about having Jennifer Lopez carrying his gun into the club the night of the shooting and the fact that he had so much power and influence over her at the time. Now, why did he have power and influence over her? Okay, he bragged about getting Shine to take the heat for the shooting and the fact that he paid Shine through a record deal with his friend, L.A. Reid. Okay, so let's go back to that because Mark Curry sure talked about it. Okay, so let's pull that up. Hold on just a second. Let me play the audio from that. I'm not going to show the video. I'm going to play the audio and put an overlay on the phone when Mark Curry says exactly what he is now alleged. I just want you all to pay attention how all of these pieces of this jigsaw puzzle are starting to come together. Okay, please pay attention. Diddy's got nowhere to run. That's all I'm saying.
You're very smart. Came out.
Okay, so
when Def Jam signed them to a record deal, they gave him what, $8 million? How much?
L.A. Reid gave him $1 million.
All right, so L.A. Reid gave him $1 million to put out an album, and the album never came out. I knew that when L.A. Reid went to give him that $1 million, that was Puff giving him the money, but he had to give it through L.A. Reid. They never intended on giving him an album. If they would have gave him $1 million for an album, wouldn't we have heard an album?
Okay, so what you're saying is this is Puffy's way of paying Shine off for taking the rap for him.
You're very smart.
All right, you all heard that. Remember, I played that for you all before. Now you all see how the pieces of the puzzle are coming together. Okay, this stuff is being corroborated, okay, at the end of the day, by Diddy's own former employees. This is all crazy. Okay. C. Martinez said Diddy will still be dancing. Oh yeah, he's gonna dance all the way to that sale. Okay, so goes on to say, Mr. Combs bragged about the power he has and the fact that he beat up record executive Steve Stouts. Said he beat his ace. and said he started laughing uncontrollably as he bragged about how he smashed him upside the head with a champagne bottle. I just want you all to pay attention. This is all nefarious. Yeah, said he smashed him upside the head with a bottle of champagne and a chair. On another occasion, Mr. Combs bragged about beating up Jared Ricknitzer outside of a nightclub in Hollywood. Mr. Combs also informed me that only poor people pay taxes. He shared that it is a common practice in the industry to wire money from anonymous accounts overseas. Oh, Lord, he's going to have Diddy in trouble with the IRS and everything, honey. Please pay attention. This way, if there is ever a need to take care of a problem, it would never be traced back to him. These accounts are in Germany. Wow. I'm talking about this man is telling everything. And what I want you to pay attention to is this. Why does he keep coming out and amending these lawsuits? Because Diddy's camp or Lucian Grange, they were trying to get it dismissed. Diddy's camp was also trying to get it dismissed. He's letting the judge know by putting all this information out there. No, we got a whole bunch of receipts. This is just the tip of the iceberg, perhaps. You don't know what else I've got because he keeps bringing out more and more details. Okay, Prince Lola said, talking about hot off the press. Okay. Wow, he told where the accounts are and everything. Mr. Combs also shared that he invests in many shell companies and provides funding for businesses like Wingstop. Doesn't Rick Ross have a wing spot? Wow. This is all so interesting. All so interesting. Likes up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Thank you in advance. He said, I could share other things, but I do not feel comfortable putting it in this document. I will be willing to discuss them with the court under seal to preserve my Fifth Amendment rights. What is he really talking about? What is he really talking about, y'all? He said there's other stuff that he could reveal, but he doesn't feel even comfortable putting it in the docs. I want y'all to pay attention. I want y'all to pay attention. This is all nefarious. Rodney said drug dealer? I don't know, but from the sounds of it, Diddy was doing something pertaining to it because he clearly had drugs in his closet, in the bedroom closet, if this is all to be believed. This is what it says right here. It says at the bottom, I could share other things, but I do not feel comfortable putting them in this document. I will be willing to discuss them with the court under seal to preserve my Fifth Amendment rights. And there you see his signature, signed April the 8th of 2024. This is all nefarious. Okay, this is all crazy. Andrew Kane said Rico. Okay, AJ said booty dealer. Wow, this is all so crazy. Okay, so now let's talk about J-Lo. Let's get into it. Let's talk about J-Lo, honey, because J-Lo is being brought up into all Diddy shenanigans. Okay, please pay attention. So now it has come to my attention that there was a freak-off tape of J-Lo. All right? A freak-off tape of J-Lo. Now, J-Lo's ex-husband, the little young guy she married years ago, he was saying that he had a tape of her too. That tape supposedly didn't really have anything incriminating in it or anything so salacious, just a few handsy little things going on. But this tape, they said, J-Lo, this sounds like a whole freak-off. I just want y'all to pay attention. And so listen to this. Because she actually sued to prevent this tape from getting out there. She wanted to keep this under a wrap. Okay, and so listen, this is May the 15th of 2001. A Los Angeles Superior Court judge Friday rejected Jennifer Lopez's petition for a restraining for a retraining to block West Coast hip hop industrialist Marion Shook. This must mean restraining. Okay, it wouldn't be retraining. They have a typo. But anyway, it goes on to say, rejected Jennifer Lopez's petition for restraining to block West Coast hip hop industrialist Marion Shook Knight from marketing an allegedly corn videotape. I'm going to say corn without, put the P in front of the C. Take the C out and put a P. Okay? Allegedly corn videotape of the singer, actor, and former girlfriend of East Coast hip-hop industrial Sean P. Diddy Combs. And you know they have typos because they have Diddy spelled D-I-T-T-Y. This is all nefarious. Lopez sought the restraining order in an invasion of privacy lawsuit against Knight and his label Death Row Records after the tabloid Star reported last week that Knight had plans to market the video involving another former boyfriend that was purportedly filmed while she was a fly girl on the Keaton Ivory Wayans produced satirical variety show In Living Color. Now, in a letter to J-Lo's attorney, Staten L. Stein's Knight's attorney, Jeffrey Lowry, maintained that Knight did not possess such a tape. Stein acknowledged that one of Knight's companies is producing a video documentary on J-Lo titled Low J Uncut, The Real Story. Knight's publicist, Jonathan Wolfson of Brown Wolf confirmed the pending documentary, but acknowledged that he was unaware of its contents because the film is still in editing. Now, in her lawsuit, Lopez acknowledged that she was unaware that such a video existed, but that she wants it blocked if it does exist because she would suffer greatly in her occupation if it's made public. Neither Stein nor Lowry returned Hip Hop DX's phone calls or emails. Now, Knight was released from California's Mule Creek State Prison in the Sacramento area town of Lone last month after serving a 9.5-year sentence for violating probation on assault charges in connection with the 1996 brawl. Okay, we're going to skip past all of that. And so after Suge got out of prison, he came upon this tape of J-Lo. Okay, and he was promoting this and talking about it. And J-Lo got wind of it, and she wanted to block it. Now, the agreement came after the case against high-profile defendants Death Row Records and company head Marion Suge Knight had been dismissed in the middle of last year, leaving only a case against unnamed Doe defendants. Okay, so let's go to the audio. Let's go to the audio because here's the thing. It probably that tape she was doing all types of nefarious things, says Nita. Well, that's supposedly something along those lines. Okay, so let's get into it because Suge Knight, as well as Irv Gotti and Reggie Wright all had something to say about that tape. So let's get into it. Lights up, everyone, please like and share. I'm going to share the screen.
Positive attitude. I like J-Lo.
Have you dated famous women?
I seen the J-Lo sex tape.
You have?
Yeah.
Is it for real? Wait a second. You've seen the J-Lo sex tape? Really? Who's on it with her? Who's having sex with her? P. Diddy?
No, she got some women, some guys,
Really?
And that's for real.
Is put it to you like this: Pamela Lee is PG.
Really?
J-Lo.
Are you in this video? Did you star in this video?
I was at a penitentiary.
But how did you get it?
Well, certain things you just don't talk about. But I said,
really?
But out of respect to J-Lo, if you listen, I'm the one who didn't turn you over.
Well, that's a very honorable. How can I get it? Yes, Dave.
I'd like to ask Mr. Knight a question.
Okay, so he said it was a tape of her with some women and some men. With some women and some men. Roddy says Diddy shouldn't have ever gotten that comfortable telling all this information. Evil often becomes more and more arrogant. This is very true, Roddy. Excellent point. Yes, that was his arrogance and his narcissism, thinking that he could just say whatever and it's never going to come back on him because he gets, he gets everything washed. Okay, he gets everything taken care of. So that's absolutely what it was. His own ego is going to lead to his demise. Okay, so with that all being said, let's hear what Irv Gotti had to say about it. Lights up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance.
Remember when Suge was saying that he had
sex tape with her?
Right. What? You had a sex tape?
No.
He's saying Suge
Remember when
with J-Lo
Suge was saying he had a sex tape on J-Lo?
I mean, I didn't. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure do this, nigga. You can't do that. He's like, God, is she with you? I said, she's the best motherfucking. You can't do that. Destroy that shit if you got it. He said, yo, Gotti, for you, tell her no one will ever see that shit. Has anyone ever seen that shit?
So Irv Gotti alleges that he told Suge to get rid of it. How did Suge get it in the first place? How did Suge get it in the first place? And if it was her with multiple men and women, doesn't that sound like one of Diddy's freak-offs? But hold on, let me pull something else back up to bring to your attention, okay? Because at the end of the day, who leaked it? Was it Diddy? Was he the one that leaked it? Because we know Diddy likes to leak stuff like that. He did the same thing to Cassie. Okay, so pay attention. I'm about to share my screen. This is something I posted to TikTok months ago.
I know, check this out, on the up and up, the nigga Puff, like he called, we should kick it on telephone and shit, after the main shit.
Hold on, I forgot that has music in it, so let me not share that. But here's the thing. That was audio of 50 Cent talking about how Diddy shared pictures of Cassie doing, you know, salacious things. Like during those freak-offs, he shared the pictures of Cassie. So if he shared pictures of Cassie and video and stuff like that, he likely did the same thing to J-Lo. Maybe that's how Suge got his hands on this. I find it all interesting. But Irv Gotti says that he told Suge to get rid of it. But here's what Reggie Wright had to say.
You didn't really tell me about that you had this thing, man.
Oh, man. They had us shook after that meeting I had with the attorneys and J-Lo team.
Oh, so they actually brought you in and had a meeting with you?
Oh, yeah. Me, David Kidder, went down there and met with their staff and their team. They threatened to take everything that any of us owned and suing us and having us in court and all that. You know, it was funny to be a shook, to be honest, because we didn't care back then. But what I took from it was a tape. But what they thought we had, we didn't have. But it's a tape out there. Because she spent some money on putting that team together and was trying to save her image.
Okay, you heard what he said. She put some money together to try to save her image. So, yeah. And if there was that one tape, does Diddy have any other tapes of J-Lo, or shall I say J-Ho? Does Diddy have any other tapes of her? Is that what's keeping her quiet? I have questions. Okay? I have questions. Right? It says backdoor payment. This is all crazy. This is all crazy. My love said black men are becoming the #1 gossipers, if not already. They're shaking my head. Well, I'm glad they are, because it's all the scoop for me. Okay, that's how we get all the tea. Somebody's got to do it. M. Penny says, yeah, they paid Suge, but he still has the tape. I mean, I'm sure he does, because what would he have done with it? But also, like I said, is there another copy? Are there more tapes? I just have questions. How many tapes of her does Diddy have? How many tapes of her does Diddy have? All this stuff is coming out. This is all nefarious. J-Ho, we've known about your image or lack thereof a long time ago, says Queen Sam. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so this is all crazy, but I just want you all to pay attention. So he lets us know in this new amendment, basically, that he has more proof, more receipts, more recordings and audio, photographs and stuff. He has more evidence is what he's basically saying. He also said more about T.D. Jakes, saying that T.D. Jakes, basically, Diddy was studying his mannerisms. Wonder what he was studying his mannerisms for? To try to imitate him or something? I just have questions. And then also, talking about the shell corporations, yes, not paying taxes, having accounts over in Germany. I mean, just telling all this business. Diddy is a fool for repeating any of this stuff. If you're doing this kind of stuff, you don't tell anybody ever. That's what you don't do. You don't tell anybody ever. Why was Diddy just being so flippant? Well, like we said, he's a narcissist. Okay? He's clearly a narcissist. At the end of the day. So, a lady said Diddy was about to be a preacher. Yeah, right. Well, anyway, with that all being said, Queen Sam said, cheer and say no to drugs. Okay, exactly. So with that all being said, this other information is very detailed. Okay, please pay attention. Now he's given specific times and dates also in this new filing. Specific times and dates. So this man has a whole lot of receipts. Another thing is, Tangi says Diddy told it on himself. Told it on himself. Yes. Dry snitching on yourself? Like, why would he be saying any of this? Okay. This is all crazy. His ego is off the hook, says Terry Hinton. Absolutely. All Hell No said he wanted to take this strategy on laying hands. He wanted TD Jakes. He wanted to take that strategy on laying hands. Sit down somewhere. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, everyone please get the likes up. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. I'm out of here. Okay, I'm not going live on the backup channel because like I said, I have a conference. And so with that all being said, this is all crazy. Okay, Rodney is then to be known that he has more and more information. All right, more and more information. Like, what else do y'all want? And some of it he said he doesn't even feel comfortable putting it in the document. Now, you know why he would say that? You know why he would say that? First of all, he must have something that is so detrimental, even more so, that he really thinks something would happen to him if people got wind of it. Or is he trying to not let them see all of his cards? Is he trying to keep Diddy and his team off balance? Because they don't know what all he has. Remember, Diddy had this young man recording all the time. But sometimes I'm sure he was recording when Diddy didn't even realize it. Okay? So it's no telling what he has. And he's clearly, thank you, Terry, for the Cash App, beloved. I appreciate you. And so he's clearly keeping them off balance. They don't know what all he knows and what all he's going to tell next. Okay? And what he's doing, really, in my opinion, is stringing them along. Diddy's team. He's stringing them along because he's spilling a little bit more, and he keeps amending these filings to add even more information. It seems to me like what they're doing, Tyrone Blackburn, basically, what he's doing is very strategic, in my opinion, because what he's doing is every time Lucian Grange or, Diddy's team, any of them come after him trying to say this is all unfounded, this is all just, allegations and lies, and this is a clout chase, this is for media attention. When they come out saying stuff, here he comes with more information. I hope they recognize that, okay? I hope they recognize that what they're doing is they're just making him bring out more information. Every time they try to discount something that he's putting out, every time they try to deny an allegation or act like he's, basically just lying to get clout and all of this stuff, he brings out more information. So please pay attention. I wouldn't be surprised if it's amended again. Okay? This is all nefarious. Well, just remember, beloveds, you heard it here first. And J-Lo better hope that freak-off footage doesn't conveniently pop up somewhere. Okay? Because now she's back in the public eye under scrutiny. Okay? So please pay attention. Juju said, love you to life, Queen. I love you right, Black, beloved. Okay? So with that all been said, everyone please like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, I love you all to life. For those of you who follow the spiritual channel, we will be live on there today between 6 and 6:30. So make sure you check for notifications. And it is Trivia Fridays. Okay, so I'll be giving away a couple of ebooks. So make sure you tune in. With that all being said, I love you all to life. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Enjoy your strong end, not the weekend, leaving you in a weakened state of mind. Okay, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Hit him with that flavor. All in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther. shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got